Hello and welcome. I actually see the problem now. I have swapped out the Grapes and Oils Mark II with the Grapes and Oils Mark 1, but I did notice when I have done so, if you look at where the door is, it's actually, and I think the other one was in the same place, so really this is not working because it's actually too low, which means the chevrons, they go to the ground. So really, the only way we're going to make this work is if I lower that, and I mean an awful lot. And I'm going to need to add some cash to do this. This is just me trying to fix this because I'd got errors, and I'm thinking, why? I've just been in both Grapes and Oils Mark 1 and Grapes and Oils Mark 2. Now, Grapes and Oils Mark 1, which this one was, I literally just make sure actually that this has got the amount, the same amount. It has, I think. Oh, has it? Just see if it's still picked up that it's active, because then I'll know it's okay. Yes, it has. So it knows everything's still okay, that it should be. Yeah, it does. Right, fantastic. So that is actually working okay, but we've got to, we might have to put the cash in. We may have to, because this is a placement issue, and it was placed right, and then obviously we did all this work. It is an awful long way down, though. When you look at the, because these are all the same model, that's a real long way down. It really is. So it's no wonder it wasn't working. It may well have been the same for the other one too, and I just didn't notice how low that was. So we may really, yeah, I suppose it's just going to be a hard one to fix in a way. But this is right up here. I didn't realise this is so multi-layered. So we really want to sink down to the point where we can actually see. Ah, there we go. You see that's right the way down there. And that's where we need to be. Right, okay, so we need to level to that point. Might have to do something with the... Yeah, because you can see the chevrons just, they literally, and it was the chevrons that were throwing me out as well. I was like thinking, well, hang on a minute, how come this is not actually working when the chevrons are right? Well, they weren't. Right, yeah, we need to go right the way back there. Just leave that like hanging like that a bit, because yeah, otherwise it's going to get awkward for that. This is really messy. I always knew it was messy, but not like this. Now we're going to get away with this, because that one, this one's not far off right. Excuse me. Sort of going to need to sort of do that. And then soften a little. Because if that doesn't reach that point, it's just not going to work. Let's just have a go. So let's add 2,000. Because it's not like we're not already poor enough, really. Right, let's just see. Is that going to work? This is messy. It's the only way I can think that we can do this, because I mean, let's be honest, production points live and die by this. If you've not got this in the right place, it really... Ah, brilliant. That's better. So there was nothing wrong with it, apart from the fact that it was too high. Right, okay. So that should now work. I think I can get rid of the original. Something wrong with the Mark 1. It's sort of... I didn't realise... Oh, I need to remind these things to stop floating. I'm a bit far out, actually. Right, okay. Right, apologies for the real silence. Yeah, I was just thinking about so many things. Right, so we need to remind these that they really need to fall. I think, weren't we saying that these were ready to take a session? I think we were. I'm sure we were. But I believe Yeah, the other... No, it is right. So I was thinking, like, I was watching and editing, but that is now rolling, and it has got the chock on. So really, it's... I have no idea why. I'm going to... I'm going to have to put a... When you detach it, yeah, because you can see it just wanders, like, around the fields. It's like, I've never known anything like it. It's almost like a perfectly flat thing that rolls on forever. Right, okay then. So we have this little lot. So we have the... Yeah, I do realise as well. I was looking and editing and I was thinking, you're as blind as a bat. We have got a windrower. Yeah, we've also got the proper... which is why, of course, I bought at least the square bit. I thought we've actually got one of the proper pickups, have we not, for square bales? So let's just... Oh, that's right. The other thing is we do need to set the baler going, don't we? That's a given. And also, didn't we have... Have we got anything? I don't think we have. I don't think anything's ready this month. I think 66 and 68 are both a little bit later on. Yeah, they're both green. So I can't go. Oh, didn't we buy? Is that which? Aren't we sort of skint because we bought something, like a tractor or something, like down at the store? Did we bring it back down, or? Well, I think we cleared the debt, didn't we? I know we bought something. I'm sure. We've had that for a long time. That's. Turbo shift. We bought the turbo shift, didn't we? That's right. I do remember. Right, okay, so let's grab the Massey will do actually quite nicely. And let's grab this. Yeah, there's a bit of cleanup work to do as well, so let's grab this. And I realise really we've got an awful lot of straw, but we've got no means of actually anything to do with it, basically. Just trying to think what's... I don't really want to introduce... I've actually got a new mod, which is... Well, it was a long time ago that we started this an awful long time ago, and a lot of them, the replaceables that I've got now are like really quite advanced that I didn't have when I was down here. Now the grapes and oils is quite an old thing now for me. It's still brilliant because it is fantastic, but what I mean is I could bring some more in, but we've already got enough going on, I think, with the bakery and the mill and the grapes and oils and the rope factory. We're very production rich. I don't really want to like go... I think this is quite a unique Let's Play in so much as it's the only one with the rope factory. And I quite like the fact that it does that. We've also got the clothes now that we've done not long back as well. So I think we're about where we should be. And now we finally discovered... It was ever so weird though. I think it was the fact that the chevrons were all visible. And I was like thinking, well, it's all right. But then when I looked closely at the door, I thought, is it? Is it though? Yeah, so I don't really... The straw in a way... to us is quite immaterial because we're really just picking it up because it's on the field. It's not really doing anything. But as I said, I don't really want to bring the straw mod in. Oh, do we? We'd need another greenhouse though. Yeah, the guar bean greenhouse. We'd need that to make it work. Right, okay, I think that's about to go where it should be. So yeah. I'm trying to think, what are we doing with these fields? That is a good question. What are we doing with these fields? Yeah, what are we doing? Well, I suppose really, we sort of, what we did was, so we'd need to be redoing these in September, so we ought to really, I would say we don't really need the straw per se, so it doesn't matter that we have actually got a bit of straw left. We could just, I think we have got the plough on this, which is amazing. I mean, we could set this going with a standard worker. We've got the 6-metre Rawley Christie one. That's right, I do remember. Yeah, usually go for the Royal Crystal one when I'm sort of quite skinned, because it's very, very reasonable. And if I can't afford the black sheep modding one, which obviously at the time we bought this we couldn't, but I don't see why we wouldn't use it now. Do we need this though? Do we need to like plough this, or do we just no-till it? Yeah, that is true actually. Now that is the other thing I was just thinking. I think we've got the seeder, haven't we, for that kind of thing. So really we do need definitely to either cultivate or plough, and of course we have a plough. So yeah, that we do need to do it. That's yeah, definitely. So let's set this going with a standard worker. How are our animals doing? The beautiful things that they are, definitely amazing. 2 months old, the last 4, yeah, and everything else, they're all adults apart from that last 4, so that is amazing. We're literally filled. Wool we took down last session. Let's just crack on. Sally. No, that's... Yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of work on my... I've just been doing other things. I've just done the stone picker. I've got my mower finally done. I'm not finished, but definitely done. It's working, and it's a bit special. It's... those who've been in the game for a long time will remember that in FS19 and FS... Well, it came back in FS22, actually, which was... There was a mower that was sort of caused quite a stir, and it was modular. You could have it on the front and the back if you think, but it actually clipped together, which means you could use it on the front and then you could do the windrower or the baler on the back, which was a bit special. The only trouble is it shouldn't have ever gone on the front 3-point link, but of course everyone did that until somebody sort of kicked up and said it shouldn't really go on the front 3-point link, and then everybody, myself included, like thought, right, okay, I get it. So really it was always meant to go on the front and the back unless you had a reverse drive tractor, but obviously it came back in FS22, and although that is true that you could stick it on the reverse drive, you can't. It sort of makes it a moot issue on why you would use that thing, really, because I suppose your front becomes your back, but then you can't use a baler on the front, I don't think, either. It's just not... It's too... So what I've done, yeah, it's a bit of one of their confusing issue, really, because the game mechanics are a bit strange, but the bottom line is, obviously it was quite amazing, because on your front you could have this special mower, really. Now what I've done is I've created a mower on the back that does the front and the back mower, but it's still sort of a bit of the same issue in so much as, well, in a way, but you can have a single mower on the front, so it sort of is the same as that one in so much as it's a single mower that does both the front and the back jobs, but it's obviously is for the back, but the front mower is on the back of the back mower. If that might be better to show you what I'm going on about, but not like that. Yeah, I think it really probably is better to sort of show you what I'm waffling on about without a point of reference. It's a bit tricky to sort of show people. Yeah, it's based upon the Elho. That's the model that it's based upon, and it is the back bar mower. So it is a back bar, and it is based upon the bar mower set that we had in FS 22 and 19. So you can see it's, although it is based upon that, it's had a lot of structural integrity work done. It's now got like an encasement to strengthen the actual back bar mower, because it is 11 meters in width. So the front mower is on the back, and obviously it does mow from right the way across that bar. It's very reasonable because it is a complete mower, and it also doesn't require too much a thing. It obviously doesn't have a swath plate. It is a basic mower, which it really was, but it is a little bit special because obviously it is an all-in-one, like the Elho Duo, but it is a large mower. It's not quite like the Elho. but also it's terribly cheap, terribly light, and terribly fast. Because it is light, yeah. Obviously, that does make it. The one thing that is a little bit strange with the bar mower is it was marked down in speed, and yet in FS19 and 22, it was actually marked down as being quite slow. And yet, if you think about it logically, it really is very fast. Would be very fast because it's very light. So there is no. I just think it was marked down, but I don't know really why. But when I think about the physics involved, it would be fast. So yeah, I'm putting it back to its normal speed if the game listens to me, because I have done that already and it's still marking it a little bit slow. But now then, hovering around. Wow, that is doing a cracking job. Been terribly slow, but I'm not going to clean it because we really do not need the straw. For us, it's sort of like a, well, we're doing straw, but I mean, we don't need it for the sheep at all, and it's a little bit late in the times one. It is a little bit late in the Let's Play to be bringing in more animals now. How many years has this actually been running, the actual... 4. Wow. Yeah, it is. And that was the other reason I didn't really want to be bringing another production in now, because we've really, I think, done that already. Yeah. I didn't explain that to already. What I mean is we've already been here long enough, and I just think that again, I don't know how long we're staying on Pallegney. I don't really feel that we've gone quite as far as I'd like to go with it. I definitely do think we ought to run like to the end of this year. You know, without a shadow of a doubt. I personally, I think it really should have another year, like after this. I'd like to take this really where I did the original one in FS22, which there's a little bit further. We did actually go cows though, but we would be sort of, it would be sort of quite late. Now, I think obviously we were short of tractors to begin with. I always said a long while back that we needed to address that, and we have done. Now we do need to send this baler back as well, don't we? So really, I think this next bale, if we do finish it, which I think we can off the 2 fields, I think this is going to be the last bale. I don't think there's... So we just really need to fill this, and then that is it. Then it can go back. Right, okay. Yeah, it is true. I was just... I'm glad we fixed that. I was really scratching my head last session, and I thought, we've got to fix this. So I literally came in a couple of times. I had to go at the Grapes and Noise Mark 1, and this is the only one that's got the Mark 1. I made the Mark 2 like afterwards, and that's the one I knew the Mark 1 was not quite right, but the model was broken. So literally, I just thought, swap out the Mark 2. As again, the same height thing would have been true on the other one, I believe. I don't think they're any different on the height. It shouldn't be, because Blazer was really start at 0, literally at high 0, so it would be buried under the ground if it wasn't right. So wow, this is quite large. We have got quite a lot in the other field though, so I'm sure we can finish this bale. It says confidently. You were saying? If we're going to get some straw off that field, we need to be a little bit quick. I suppose what we could do though, if push comes to shove, to fill this last bale, we could actually just pour the straw in from the buy points. That's not necessarily... I would like to finish this bale no matter what, so if we run out of straw, which we're looking fairly like we're going to, then we'll just do it that way. Okay. think we'll go for that. We will try to grab anything on the way. I don't think we've got a stone picker, have we? And we really can't afford to lend one either, really. We need to lease it. I'm getting close now. Yeah, so there's still quite a lot that is different about this Let's Play though. It's not all the same. Did we upgrade? No, we didn't upgrade to a bionic, right? 93%. There's a bit on his top. And then literally... Yeah, there's an awful lot of juddering on the game. It really is a very, very heavy game. And very, very slow because of that. I do think Giants, in a way, whether they believe that this is like the piece de la resistance, I still think, even though things are beginning to like, I don't think that anyone, knowing games as I do, that I don't think you can make a game like this lighter. You're just going to make things, add things on, and it's going to make things heavier, not lighter. Aha, we've done it. Fantastic. So let's switch that off. That's the one. Fantastic. So I think for once we'll run it over to the shop. Yes, I think we really need to grab a stone picker at some point. Because I have got my stone picker set. I mean, the bucket type I love. They're quite amazing. They're not terribly expensive either. This just is like a 9-meter bucket. Oh, I'm going to say, why is this so slow? The pickup was down. Yeah, we do need to check its tricks. I could have sworn I said last time that the raisins on that were actually ready to sell. I could have sworn I did, so we'll take this on, we'll have a bit of a look. It is a beautiful map. Now, I've got to be honest, MA7 Studios has done some real crackers. When I was doing Around the World in 80 Days, MA7 Studios maps stood out really as really being tremendous. Of course, MA7 Studios has been in the game, as in like in third game, well no, really, yeah, third game in a way, for a long time, because they were, in FS19, they were assisting another modder that I was aware of that made my favourite map, Southern Meadows, and MA7 Studios was assisting back then, so, yeah. I've got to be honest, MA7 Studios mods are absolutely quite phenomenal. Fantastic, excellent, right, so then we'll leave this here. I think we'll just check, let's just check the prices, because I'm sure it was on, olive oil is orange, so that I think that's next month. Corn, which we're not selling, and no, that's right, I remember saying it was this. It's this that's important. It is, it's true. Right, so let's go through till tomorrow. We have fed the animals, or have we not? We have. That's definitely good enough. Let's see what our little tick up is, and also if the rope factory, yeah, didn't churn out any rope, did it, last session? It should really be getting the cotton, the wool even. Ah, wow, that is amazing. It really is. Right, so we're up to 16,000. Ooh. I think we will definitely do some buying and selling, I think. So we need to lend a shed load of cash. We really could do with the cash, to be honest. It's going to chuck it down with rain. So we need to loan 260 odd, 250 odd thousand, really. Ooh, need another 5,000. Oh, wrong one. Right, let's get that sold. I love this feature. I really think it's quite amazing. The buying and selling of goods. There was another mod on similar, but it sort of it then stopped you being able to make the money in the shop. And I thought, well, I think really what Giants are doing is it costs you gain 10% odd. This is a nice machine, actually. It's just the header size I always find on these is a little bit on the small side. Right, so sell. Let's do the Iseki too, I think. I would buy that, but we haven't got a lorry. And again, it's the same reasoning, really. We do need to, yeah, let's just sell this and then we'll take the money back. We'll see actually how well we have actually done. Yeah, the Iseki is another tool that it really makes doing rice on a large scale almost impossible unless you have got multiple Isekis. And of course, they're not that expensive, so I suppose it is possible. But again, you'd be forever emptying them. They're bits. Right, okay then. So let's repay our loan now and see what we've actually got when the dust has settled. But remember, we only had 10 odd grand. So really, everything's a bonus. Yeah, 53,000. Not bad at all after that little bit of an endeavour. So let's have a look at also see if the rope factory has spat out any rope overnight. I do love the tram lines. I think this is precision farming that's got to have done this. I think it's got to have been. Aha. Yes, fantastic. So 2 ropes and I'm not sure if this is going to listen to me. I think it needs a vehicle. It's weird because Giants did allow you to remind these at one point in FS25, and now again it's vehicles, not you. It's a bit odd. You know, the way that it worked, then it didn't work, then it worked, then it's a bit confusing to say the least. Right, so yeah, let's grab that last bale. I think there's there's 2 at the top. That's it. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, no, I thought I did. I thought it was about the night. Oh, that's ready. That's got literally, I think 68 too, by the look of it. I think the sorghum and the wheat are both ready. Looking at that. Is it wheat? Or is it oat? I think the wheat and the barley were these 2 fields, so I think that can't possibly be. I think it's oats. It is. Oats and sorghum, I think they're both ready. So we'll be doing that next session. Yeah, definitely. When it stops raining, of course. Yeah, ready to harvest. Right, okay, let's set that, shift this off here. I think that, yeah, we'll stick this next to this one. And it is true. It's for us. It's a bit of a thankless task. This. Because what I mean is we're really not using the straw. I suppose we could sell it. Yeah, I mean, we know you don't get an awful lot of straw, but do I do what I did last time? I would like. I'm trying to follow quite. Should get away with it if I'm very slow. Or maybe not. Okay, I think we're gonna have to let it go. That did not go to plan. Right, let's just grab that and we'll set that going on this next field. Cracking job. So 2 more fields to harvest, which means I think, yeah, we can't. The head is too big, isn't it, for us, really? Yeah, I think we're going to have to lease another couple of headers. I think we will lease a couple of headers as well, one for each one of them. Let's just grab that off. Just want to clear the mess that I've made with the bales going onto the field like that. Yeah, I quite like this Altec. It's quite nice, and I do like the fact you can. I'll have a look in a minute with Well, that's one way to do it. I'm sure this lifts all. It does. Wow. Now you see, this is something that really is a bit special. Because that's what I like, is when you've got that extra backboard. But yeah, why has it not got cross members though? I suppose no, that's realistic. That would be like that. But if you look at your bales, they actually would hold on. And I like this because this is what I said was missing on quite a lot of the other models. This is really realistic because you could legitimately pick up multiple bales due to that backboard. Because they would like literally sit, as you can see, sit on that board, and that's realistic. So what I mean is the Altec is probably one of the most realistic for like having that backboard, which I like. I thought you could do that, I really did, but I just not figured it out so far. But yeah, that can stay like that because that is fantastic. Right, I'm going to leave it here, I think, ready for next session when we will do that, but we will get the 2 headers ordered, and we need to face this like that, and we will grab 2 of the Rosso Mash headers. So the bit of buying and selling that we did is really going to afford. Now they do sort of, in some ways, yeah, the 6 meter one is still slightly a struggle for it, but fantastic. Excellent. Right, let's get these. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to say we're goodbyes. Let's just check that there's like, yeah, I think, isn't this? It's August. Our oil should have been July and it was not green. Rope is always green. But yeah, it's true actually. The oil, it should have been July. Now that's going yellow now. Honey is white. Pig food, raisins, rice, rope, solid fertilizer, olive oil, 21,025. It's a lot. It didn't. It never reached its top potential. It was June, but it was not on that when we checked. So, oh wait, I'll have to check in editing because it's true. I'm not. I did it. Oh, that's right. I did this for a reason, didn't I? I was going to do this. So let's just, before it starts work again, let's give it a bit of a wash. It is nice to have the two harvesters, even if they are the little Rosomashers. Again, it is strange. Obviously, I like the Rossomash. I think it's one of my favourite shaped harvesters, but I did try and soup it up a bit. It does still seem incapable of actually grabbing a large header, no matter what. Even if you soup up its, even if you soup up its horsepower, mine has got almost the same horsepower as the Massey, which can have quite large headers. So I don't get why this is incapable of it, being as I've souped up the horsepower. Doesn't make much sense to me. Right, let's like stop that now. So we'll have this on this field. I don't think there's a lot in it though. Yeah, they're both a bit hilly. They're going to struggle a little bit to do this, I think. Yeah, this is a little bit more powerful, really. It's also very, very much more manoeuvrable. It really is, though. It's very agile in comparison to the standard Rossomash. I did make this a little bit special. Of course, this is one I can't put on the model because this Average Enjoyer made this. This is me tweaking this just for my own thing with a bigger hold and obviously slightly bigger horsepower. And it's definitely completely much more agile than the standard Rossomash. I would love to actually do something with it. To tweak it, to make it a BI Industries, the Fire 771 like this, but I'd need Average Enjoy's permission to use the base model to actually make a BI Industries version of the Rossomash, and it really would be a version. So, right, are we going to yeah, also, do we need to feed our animals? I think we should be alright, yeah, we definitely are. 8,000 litres of wool, so, and yeah, not sure what to do about the olive oil, really. And how much have we got of the olive oil? Thinking about it, how much have we actually got? Only 1,622 litres, because I think it will be outside. So really, I mean, the other thing is obviously, are we not doing that? Is it long grain rice or short grain in the rice? That's the short. That's the. Well, the easy way is to look at the picture. It's true, actually. Yeah, I never really thought of that. Yeah, so really, we are looking for. It is that kind of rice. So why are we not making that into oil? Why have we not ever seen this fact? The long grain. Now, yeah, that's true. We have got a long grain. Have I changed this? I might have mentioned I was going to do this, and then I have. That's why. I've said I was going to change it, and I have. For the oils, but then I've not realised I've changed it. As in, yeah, I've forgotten that that's what I was going to do, and now we've obviously got that. So really, we don't want this to be spawning. We want it to be sending over to the we'll do that next session. Yeah, we will. But it's true, I'm totally stuffed up on that, because I think it really was we did that deliberately to work better with our productions, and then obviously I've forgotten that I've actually said that I'm going to do that, and I have done it. I'll have gone away, I'll have done it, and then I've not realised that I've done it. So do we speed up time so that we can go to the point where the rain stops? That would be really quite nice, if it's going to stop at all. And that is a point. It says it's going to stop soon. So let's just speed up a little bit. Now, obviously, we've also got the moisture one. You can see this, and I like this moisture retention, and this is what I'm saying. We need to check that when it stops as well. It's not as simple as speeding. It's dropping 0.5. I don't know what moisture actually... Yeah, I don't really know what like moisture it needs to be for it to be right, or I don't know whether that actually tells you or not. But we're going to leave it there. We'll get that sorted next session. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.